I'm going to show you how to do the oil and filter change on this 2011 Kawasaki Versys 650. All I've done initially is just take off this lower fairing panel, which was in this area here, and this just gives much easier access to everything I'm going to be working on, which is only two things, and that's the oil filter just there and then the oil drain plug just down there. First job is going to be, whilst the engine's cold, I'm just going to have a go at just loosening the filter, not actually removing it, but just loosening it. The reason I do it when it's cold is because, as you can see, it's very close to the exhaust pipes here, so there's no risk of burning. And also, if you do find that you need to get a tool onto this, or if you haven't got a tool and you need to get a real good hand grip onto it, because it's cold, the metal of the filter is going to be much stronger and much less likely to deform. So I'll just get my hand on it now. Just yeah, that's gonna turn okay. So we've not got an issue there. So now I know that that's going to turn without any difficulty. I'm going to start the engine, run it for around about 2 or 3 minutes just to get it warmed through, just to thin the oil a little bit, and we'll get the old oil out and put a new filter on. Okay, so now that's done, that's warmed through nicely, and so all I'm going to do now is just break the seal of the drain plug. This is a 17mm on here. Okay, so now that's done, that's nice and loose. I'll go and get my catch pan and start draining the oil. And we'll just leave that to drain out. The pan's wide enough, I can actually take off the filter as well and drain that all at the same time. Just put the newspaper there just to try and save the exhaust getting coated with too much oil. As the dripping dies down, I'm just going to stand up the bike and just see if we can get any more out. Okay, so whilst I'm just waiting for the last drips to come out, this is the oil and filter I'm going for. I'm going for another high flow HF303 filter, and I'm using Castrol Power One Racing, fully synthetic. This is a 1040, and in terms of the specs for this particular engine, this is the important, well, there's two important ones: API SL, that conforms with the Kawasaki requirements, and also the JASO MA2, So this is top stuff for a Versys. Cost me about £35 for 4 litres, but it's a 2 litre oil change, so you get 2 oil changes, so it's like 17 odd pounds per change. And because the oil's got so much to do, you know, in a bike engine, I just wouldn't bother with anything other than a fully synthetic. So all I'm going to do, even though the filter is at an angle on the bike, I'm actually going to prime this by half filling it with oil, and it will just reduce the amount of time that it takes for the filter to fill when the bike started. And if you've never used this castor oil before, don't worry about the colour of it. It's kind of like it's almost like a car gearbox oil. It's kind of like a reddish tinge to it. And all I'll do, I've just half filled it, and I'll just leave that to soak into the filter element, and you'd be surprised how much you can actually get in the filter before screwing it onto the bike, and it just vastly reduces the time needed for the filter to then fill up once you start the engine, and avoids the risk of oil starvation. So I'll get this screwed on. Also, any excess oil, I'll just put a seal around there as well, and also where the filter screws onto, that's going to get cleaned up as well, so I'll just get some brake cleaner on it, just give it a little squirt around the area so the sealing surfaces are absolutely spotless. And then I'll just screw back in the drain plug. That's done up to 30 Newton meters, and the filter's done up to 17 Newton meters. Before I screw the filter on, I just thought I'd show you, just from filling it that much, you can see that it's all disappeared, all the oil's disappeared, it's all soaked into the filter media all around the filter. So even if you're doing a car filter that goes in horizontally or whatever, or on a motorbike, you can still charge the filter, you can still prime the filter. Just do it a few minutes in advance, give it time to soak in, and yeah, you can use that trick on a car or a bike when you've got a filter that screws in horizontally. So I've just got some brake cleaner just to tidy up the area. And then it's just time to pour the oil into here. So the complete capacity for a oil and filter change is 2 litres. So I'll get on with that. Obviously you don't put in 2 litres into here because you've already put some in the filter, so just take your time, stand the bike up, check the check the sight glass periodically, have a check on here with the bike upright until it's between, well, nearer the upper mark, between the lower and upper mark, but you want it nearer the upper mark. Okay, we're getting close, so I'll just check. Yeah, it's starting to show, so I'll just put a bit more in and then start the engine. Okay, and when you start the bike, look out for the oil light, make sure it goes off very quickly. So that's a good start, so I'll just check for leaks now. Okay, so we check for leaks all around the filter, make sure that's absolutely bone dry, and then of course we check around the sump plug as well, make sure that's bone dry. And you just run the engine for a couple of minutes and then just recheck your level afterwards. Okay, so I'll just double check the level now. Yeah, the bike's level. Yeah, so now the oil has found its level in lots of different places. I can now do my top up knowing that it's going to be accurate. So I'll top up to just there, and that's it. And that's how you do your oil change on a Kawasaki Versys. Hope you find that useful, and thanks for watching.